Right. Now, how to draw the diagram for cut blouse? We have already taken the required measurements. In the first place, the required measurement is the length, which in our case is 12.5 inches. The calculation method is that we are going to add 2 inches to the measurement of length we have taken. So, with the length of 12.5 inches, we are going to add 2 inches, which comes to 14.5 inches. We are going to draw a straight line of 14.5 inches first, as shown in the diagram. Then draw 2 perpendicular lines to the straight line, which we have drawn at the top and the bottom of the vertical line as shown here. You might ask me why we have added 2 inches to the length. Out of the 2 inches, 1.5 inches is for the bottom fold and half inch is for the top fold. Now draw a parallel line to the bottom line at a distance of 1.5 inches above the bottom line. As said earlier, this is for the purpose of bottom fold. The next measurement which we are going to use is the chest round. This chest round we have measured as 30 inches. We have already given the calculation method for this. Divide this chest round by 4 and add 1.25 inches to that. Dividing the chest measurement of 30 inches gives us 7.5 inches, with which we have to add 1.25 inches, which gives 8.75 of an inch. Now, in the top line, which we have drawn, mark this 8.75 of an inch and mark it as Z. The next measurement which we are going to use is the shoulder measurement. In our case, it has come out to 11.5 inches. The calculation method is to divide the shoulder C by 2 and add 1/4 of an inch. Dividing the shoulder length of 11.5 inches by 2 gives us 5.75 of an inch. And when we add 1/4 of an inch to this, we get 6 inches. Now, in the top line which we have drawn, mark this 6 inches and mark it as X. Now we have 2 points, namely X and Z in the top line. Mark a center point between X and Z and name it as Y. The distance between X and Y is approximately 1.5 inches. Now the next measure which we are going to use is armhole AH. Divide the armhole measurement by 2. This will give us 7.25 of an inch. In the vertical line which we have drawn, mark this measure of 7.25 of an inch from the top. From this point again mark one more point above at 1.5 inches. This 1.5 inches was arrived at by measuring the distance between X and Y. From this point, draw a perpendicular line to the vertical line. This line is our chest line. In the chest line, we have to make a mark at a distance of chest measure C divided by 4 and add 1/4 of an inch. Now, draw a vertical line passing through the chest line from Z up to the bottom line. Then, draw a parallel line to this line at a distance of 1 to 1.5 inches from the chest line to the bottom line. Draw a straight line from X up to the chest line. Then mark a point which is center point between point X and the chest line. Now draw a curve from this point to the chest line as shown in the diagram. This completes our back neck. The next thing we need to do is where to draw the dot. You will remember that the garment blouse has 3 dots in the front and 2 dots in the back. Now we are going to mark the back dots. For this purpose, we are going to divide the waist round W by 8 and going to add half an inch. Since our waist round is 24, this is going to give us 3.5 inches. Mark this 3 inches in the bottom line from the vertical line as shown here. Then draw a dot with 1 inch length, that is half inches both sides of the point and 4 inches height. The next thing which we are going to draw is the top shoulder. This is measured as shown here. In our case, it has come to 2 inches. Now, we have to add 3/4 of an inches to this and mark a point between X and the vertical line. The next point to be marked is the back neck drop, which has to be measured as shown here. Normally, the back neck drop can be kept at 6.5 inches to 7 inches. From the top shoulder point, measure the length of this back neck drop in the vertical line and make a mark in the vertical line. Now, join the top shoulder mark with this point through a curvy line as shown here. Now, we have drawn the back neck.